South Africa, 1870s, a region of powerful kingdoms and growing British influence. The Zulus, a dominant force under King Cetshwayo, had a highly structured military. Their society organized into regiments of elders trained rigorously in hand-to-hand combat, using the Ikawa, a short spear and cowhide shields. At the same time, the British Empire expanded its sights, falling on Zulu lands. The British sought to consolidate power in the region, aiming to control trade routes and secure resources. Initial relations were largely peaceful, but underlying tensions persisted. The British, under the leadership of Sir Bartle Frere, High Commissioner to South Africa, began to suspect the military strength of the Zulus. In December 1878, Frere delivered an ultimatum to King Cetshwayo. The demands included the disbandment of the Zulu army and the granting of British control of certain Zulu territories, which were considered unreasonable and designed to provoke conflict. Cetshwayo, wanting to avoid war, attempted negotiations, but Frere pressed ahead with the invasion plans. In January 1879, British troops crossed the Buffalo River into Zulu lands, marking the beginning of the Anglo-Zulu War. The British force, despite having superior weaponry such as Martini Henry rifles, underestimated the discipline and fierce fighting skills of the Zulu warriors, as well as their ability to execute advanced pincer maneuvers. The British invasion began with a multi-pronged approach. A central column under Lord Chelmsford advanced deep into Zulu territory. The Zulu army, outnumbering the British many times over, moved with speed and discipline. On 22 January 1879, a major battle took place at Isandlwana. The British army, having failed to entrench its camp and divided its forces, was overrun by the Zulu impis. Over 1,300 British soldiers and colonial troops were killed. Isandlwana was a monumental defeat for the British, sending shockwaves throughout the empire. The scale of the Zulu victory surprised many, demonstrating the capability of a well-trained indigenous army against a modern European power. In the wake of Isandlwana, a small British garrison at Rorke's Drift, consisting of just over 150 soldiers, was attacked by a large Zulu force. For 12 hours, the British, led by Lieutenants John Chard and Gonville Bromhead, stubbornly defended the station. Using barricades and their superior firepower, they held off thousands of Zulu warriors. Rorke's Drift became a symbol of British valor, earning 11 Victoria Crosses for the defenders. This successful defense, in stark contrast to Isandlwana, helped restore British morale. The war continued for much of 1879. The British, having learned from their defeat at Isandlwana, adopted more cautious and strategic methods. At Kambula in March 1879, a well-entrenched British force inflicted heavy losses on the Zulu army. Then in July 1879, at Ulundi, the Zulu army faced a decisive defeat. The British, with better tactical understanding and overwhelming firepower, crushed the Zulu Resistance. King Cetshwayo was captured, and his kingdom was divided, marking the end of the war. The Anglo-Zulu War had profound consequences. The defeat of the Zulu kingdom ended its independence, with the territory being absorbed into British holdings. The war highlighted both British military strength and the potential for local resistance. It exposed flaws in British strategy. The conflict serves as a significant example of colonial expansion and the effects of imposing foreign rule on existing power structures. The Zulu people, after regaining their ancestral lands many years later, had their autonomy severely limited by the British.